meaningful feedback to teachers from their higher-ups actually follow the principles, no pun intended, that are needed in teacher-to-student communication.
Therefore, Brian and I will play a quick game of do say, don't say. Brian will take the do say side.
And Joey will take the don't say side. The first idea is that feedback should stick to facts rather than opinions.
Therefore,
do say. When you asked for students to put their hands down, you scanned the room to see that all students were following your directions.
Don't say, I loved the way you scanned the room. Even though this is positive feedback, it doesn't allow for an understanding of specifics of what was done that was good.
In the area of discussing improvement, keep it action-oriented.
In other words, always frame improvements in terms of providing a tip or solution that worked. Often you can take examples from your own experience. Therefore,
do say, when student X did not give the correct response, you moved on to another student. Remember to go back and make sure student X understands by asking him the question again.
Don't say, when student X did not respond correctly, you moved on to another student. Student X does not understand the concept.
Although this conclusion may very well be accurate, it leaves the recipient of the message without a solution. A suggested action, even if not perfect, focuses on solving an issue.
In that same category, make sure the suggestions are ones in which the recipient can actually follow, as personalities differ. There should never be a one-size-fits-all mentality.
In other words, voicing the understanding that the suggestion still has an element of choice leaves it open-ended enough for the recipient to make the decision of its applicability.
Right. Therefore,
do say, one way around the problem of students forgetting the material is the use of group chants. Repeating information together often works. Try finding your own way to do this.
Don't say, chant in your class or cheer in your class.
The next bit of advice is to simply be direct.
Beating around the bush leaves the recipient guessing. Unfortunately, this distracts from the information. If directness is uncomfortable for you, just keep one thing in mind.
Just remember that if there is something not going well in performance, more than likely the person who is performing already knows it is not going well. So go ahead and mention
the elephant in the room. Therefore,
do say, student Z had his eyes closed and head down the entire lesson.
Don't say, most students were fully engaged, with an exception or two.
And finally, be sure that feedback is a two-way path.
Correct. It is just as important to listen to the recipient as it is to tell the recipient your thoughts and opinions.
The conversation or dialogue aspect to feedback allows for equal footing when considering the content.
It also allows for the recipient to justify their actions.
This means ultimately that the intentions are discussed, and perhaps even the philosophy behind the action.
It also suggests that although actions may not produce the results that were desired, it does not mean that the intention needs to change.
Just the methodology in getting to the desired result. Therefore, do say, what were you going for? Or what were your thoughts behind this?
Don't say, that was horrid, Buster. Or what were you thinking, little missy? With that, Brian and I thank you and we'll meet you again at the watering hole.